Hello, my dear children and parents. Welcome to Indus Valley Public School RAT e-learning classes. Class 8th, where we were doing lesson number 7 from your Honeydew book, and the name of the lesson is Our Visit to Cambridge, written by Firdaus, Kanga, Part 2. Kanga. In the previous video, we have seen it was the meeting of two great personality, but both were differently abled. The name of the personality were Stephen Hawking, the greatest scientist, and Firdaus Kanga, a writer and journalist from India. Author went to Cambridge and considers it to be England. From his guide, he was introduced by Stephen Hawking as poor fellow, as he was brilliant but paralyzed and successor of Isaac Newton's chair at university. Author went to the phone booth and fixed his meeting with Stephen Hawking. He was expecting for 10 minutes but got an appointment for half an hour from the Stephen's assistant. Author realized that one disabled person feel stronger when he saw similar disabled person achieving something huge. Author was feeling guilty as he was making Stephen to respond by tapping his computer, which required a lot of efforts from Stephen's side. He can feel his anguish. It has been observed that the normal people feel that the disabled people are chronically unhappy all the time. According to author, that was not true, and he started laughing from inside. This is what we have seen in the previous video. Now coming to the next part of the lesson. About 3 minutes later, he responded, I find it amusing when people patronize me. So now after 3 minutes, Stephen responded to the question of Kanga Firdaus, and he said that I feel amusing when people used to patronize me. That means they used to praise me. They used to support me, and I feel a fun seeing that. Okay? Why? Because my life is about to complete and it is of no use as I am paralyzed, and even then they are praising me to live long. And do you know, it's annoying when someone like me comes and disturb you in your work. Then author said to the Stephen that it is annoying, no? Annoying means to make angry when someone like me, means someone like paralyzed person, comes to you and disturb you in your daily routine work. The answer flashed, yes. Then he smiled his one-way smile, and I knew, without being sentimental or silly, that I was looking at one of the most beautiful men in the world. So now, when I asked him, it is very annoying that a person like me comes and disturb you in your daily routine, then Stephen replied, yes. Answer flashed me, suddenly came yes. And I was knowing that he is not containing any kind of emotions or foolishly. That was true answer, and I was looking at the one of the most beautiful fellow at that point of time, because without any objection, without any thought, he immediately said truth. He did not hide the thing. At first glimpse of him is shocking, because he is like a still photograph, as if all those pictures of him in magazine and newspaper have turned three-dimensional. So what happened? His first look, Stephen's first look is like a shocking one. Anyone can see and can get easily shocked. Why? Because it is a still photograph. He cannot move, and it is looking like a three-dimensional figure that you used to see in the magazine. It's a three-dimensional figure turned tilt hoti hai. That way he is looking like. Then you can see the head twisted sideways into a slump, the torso shrunk inside the pale blue shirt, the wasted leg. You look at his eyes, which speak still, and they are saying something huge and urgent. It is hard to tell what. Now, this is the description given for Stephen Hawking. Now, what is there? His head is twisted sideways. So now his head is turned in a one side. Torso is upper part of the body. So here his rest part of the body is shrunk inside his light blue color shirt, and his leg is you can say wasted. That means very small. And you look into his eyes, they are always speaking, and what they want to say we cannot know exactly. So always his eyes is there and they want to say something. But you are shaken because you have seen something you never thought could be seen. And some bright thoughts are there, something is there that is expressing there. But we cannot know what is expressing. It can be a very kind thing also, we can say. Okay, let's see what is there. Before you, like a lantern whose walls are worn so thin you glimpse only the light inside, is the incandescence of a man. So now he is describing the life, how it is a lantern. वो आपने लालटेन देखी होगी घर पे, जिसमें ग्लास लगा होता है लाइट के लिए, पहले यूज की जाती थी सेम वे. सो इट इज सेड दैट इट्स ग्लास इज सो worn out, मीन्स सो यूज्ड, उस यूज से इतना थिन हो चुका है कि वी कैन ओनली सी दी लाइट इनसाइड दैट ग्लास. ओके, दैट मीन्स अ लिटिल होप ऑफ लाइफ इज देयर एंड नॉट मोर. द बॉडी almost irrelevant, exists only like a case made of shadow. So that outer part is a body, and it is said that it is only a little hope, you can say little hope is there to live. So that I, no believer, is eternal soul, and eternal means immortal, मतलब कुछ भी नहीं है. Know that that this is what each of us is. Everything else an accessory. So he is saying that everyone is similar, only one day everybody has to leave, and this body is nothing, only an accessory. What do you mean by accessory? Accessory means you can say a external part that is not much of use, only it is used for decorative purpose. Now coming to the next. What do you think is the best thing about being disabled? I had asked him earlier. So now author is asking him what is good in the disabled person. How can you say that disabled person are good? So now what he is saying here. I don't think there is anything good about being disabled. So now Firdaus is replying that there is nothing good about the people who are disabled. I think I said, you do discover how much kindness there is in the world. So now he is saying that you can make it out with the other normal people, how much kindness they are showing to the disabled people. Generally, when people used to see the disabled person, no, they will make side by them. They will not give interest to them. They will not think for them. Okay, so they are not showing kindness to the disabled people, and they used to go away from that part. Okay, next thing. Yes, he said. It was a disadvantage of his voice synthesizer that it could convey no inflection, no shades or tone, and I could not tell how enthusiastically he agreed with me. So now he is saying, yes, I agree with you, but the way he was replying to synthesizer voice, that means artificial voice it is, and that voice do not contain any kind of emotions, any kind of pitch. Suppose we are happy now, then our tone used to be very gleeful, or if we are sad, then it goes very down, very low. But for him, it is a synthesizer voice, that is artificial voice, it's a computerized voice. So whatever he is conveying, whatever he is delivering, it is in a normal computer way. It is synthesized voice. Okay, so we cannot say ki whether his response is very enthusiastic or very normal one, but I agreed with him whatever he said. Every time I shifted in my chair or turned my wrist to watch the time, I wanted to make every one of our 30-minute count. I felt a huge relief and exhilaration in the possibilities of my body. So what happened? Now time was running off, and every time I was looking to my watch. I want to make the 30 minutes that was provided to me from him a memorable one. I want to make utilize all the 30 minutes. It should not a single minute I want to waste. So I was just watching the watch time, and every second, every minute I want to make a memorable one, a important one. Okay, and I was feeling very relieved, very relaxed, and my body was also very relaxed after meeting him. How little it mattered then that I would never walk or even stand. It is none of my business that even I cannot stand, even I cannot walk also, but I was very relaxed after talking to him. I told him how he had been an inspiration beyond glitch for me and surely for others. Did that thought help him? Glitch means phrase or idea used so often that it loses its meaning. Okay, to mean somebody when they praise us, and that praise is of no use. So now it means Firdaus told him, that is to the scientist, that he was an inspiration. That scientist was an inspiration for Firdaus as well as for other people, but it is of less use because life for him is very less, and being paralyzed, how long one person can survive on others? No, he said. And I thought how foolish I was to ask. When your body is a claustrophobic room and the walls are growing narrower day by day, it doesn't do much good to know that there are people outside smiling with admiration to see you breathing still. So claustrophobic means a very small and suffocating place. So here it is said that it is very foolish to ask when your life means when you are in a very small room, okay, and your days are completing, then how can you ask, and the people outside that room are your well-wisher and they want you to survive, they pray, they admire that you should survive, but you are inside the room and you are suffocating, you are feeling suffocation, you are for you living is very little. so कहने का मतलब ये है कि आप एक छोटे से कमरे में हो, आपको घुटन होती है उस कमरे में, बट बाहर के लोग चाहते हैं कि आप जिए, वो आपको एडमायर करते हैं आपके वर्क से, पर आपकी जो रियल लाइफ है आप अंदर ही अंदर घुट रहे हो, देन इट इज़ नो यूज टू सर्वाइव. वो अपने आप को ख़त्म करना चाहता है और बाहर के लोग प्रेज कर रहे हैं, नहीं आप रहिए, आप जिंदा रहिए, आपका रहना ज़रूरी है, बट फ्रॉम इनसाइड वी आर नॉट दैट मच सपोर्टिव, वी आर फीलिंग टोटली सफोकेटेड. ओके, सो दैट इज द सीन. मीन्स हमारी जो प्रॉब्लम्स है, हमारी जो सिचुएशन है, नोबडी कैन अंडरस्टैंड. दे आर लुकिंग एट यू फ्रॉम एक्सटर्नल. वो आपको सिर्फ बाहर से जानते हैं, आपको बाहर से पहचानते हैं, बट रियली आप अंदर से आप अपने आप को जानते हो और कोई नहीं जान सकता. देन you are doing good to others, and being good to others, they want you to survive. They are praising yourself. Okay, now coming to the next. Is there any advice you can give disabled people, something that might help make life better? So I, means Kanga, asked Stephen that is there any advice for the disabled people? They should concentrate on what they are good at. I think things like the disabled Olympic are a waste of time. So now the scientist told them there is a message that people should focus on that thing at which they are good. They should not think for Olympic, otherwise it is a waste of time. I know what you mean. I remember the years I had spent trying to play a Spanish guitar considerably larger than I was, and how gleefully I had unstringed it one night. So now when Stephen told that whenever people are good at particular thing, they should work on that and they should not think for Olympic, otherwise it is a waste of time. Then immediately Firdaus remembered the days when and nights when he used to play a guitar that was much more longer than him. उससे काफ़ी बड़ा हुआ करता था वो गिटार, and he was trying to play that and he unstring और उससे उसकी string टूट जाती है. The half hour was up. So whatever the hour was allotted to me, that was about to over. It was totally over. I think I have annoyed you enough, I said grinningly. Thank you for. So now, by smiling little, I told Stephen that I have made you so much angry. But I have given you so much trouble. But any which ways, thank you. It's a nice meeting with you. Stay. I waited. Then he said stay. Means Stephen asked him to stay. I waited. Have some tea. I can show you garden. So now Stephen said him to stay and asked him to have tea. And he said that I will show you the garden. The garden was as big as a park. So Stephen's garden was very big. But Stephen Hawking covered every inch, rumbling along in his motorized wheelchair while I dodged to keep out of the way. So now what happened? Rumbling. Rumbling means making sound like thunder. So here his wheelchair was making sound and Stephen were covering that garden from his wheelchair and I was escaping myself on the way. Okay. We couldn't talk very much. The sun made him silent. The letters on his screen disappearing in the glare. So what happened as the conversation between me and Firdaus and Stephen was not much because there was sunlight and whatever the things are coming on the screen, it was not clear. Screen here means face. Okay. So as there was sunlight, the expression words, so this sunlight was covering the expression of the scientist, means Stephen Hawking. So there was not much conversation because he was not able to speak. He can just show a point of expression on his face and that was invisible in the sunlight. An hour later, we were ready to leave. So now after an hour, it is a time to depart. I did not know what to do. So now author was confused what to do and what not to do, how to say goodbye. I could not kiss him or cry. He said I cannot kiss him or not even I can cry out. I touched his shoulder and wheeled out into the summer evening. So now it was evening time. He just touched his shoulder and wheeled and he moved out. I looked back and I knew he was waving. But because his hand cannot move, but I can feel that he is waving. Means he is saying goodbye. Though he wasn't. In reality, his hand was not waving, but it was my feeling. Watching him, an embodiment of my bravest self. Embodiment means symbol of my. So when I was looking, I was inspired and it was the stronger side of my side. And it was a symbol of my stronger side. The one I was moving towards and the one I had believed in for so many years alone, I knew that my journey was over for now. So now Firdaus is saying that my meeting with Stephen Hawking is over and this will not happen again. It is over for all and it will not happen. And then Firdaus went out from that place. He was very much happy meeting Stephen Hawking and he was very much inspired by the thoughts, by the conversation that he had with Stephen Hawking. So my dear children, here we end with the lesson. So go through both the videos. Any doubt, we'll discuss in our doubt session or you can call me up. Okay, but go through both the videos. Thank you so much. Bye bye and take care.